Today is day 17 of designing a spooky island in 30 days using no Nintendo Online. I feel like yesterday was so productive, I got so much done, at least I felt that way, and now today is just one of those days where I don't have anything specific planned. So now I'm just walking around aimlessly hoping that something is going to spark some creativity, inspire me to work on an area, I don't know. I did happen upon the glow spot for today, so I am going to try to bury 10,000 bells. However, I don't have 10,000 bells. So now I have to run around and try to find the money rock again just to get enough bells to bury this tree. I've really got to figure out this money problem, but honestly, I feel like that's something for off camera. Like, I don't want to worry about it today. I'm just trying to think in my head, like, how much money am I realistically going to need? I'll obviously need money if I'm buying any flower seeds or tools from the shop. I need money to move buildings and make bridges. I do still need to pay off Leaf at Harv's Island so I can get his shop. But I was actually making quite a bit of money when I was doing all of my money rocks and money trees consistently. So maybe I just need to start doing that again. I finally found the money rock. It was the last one that I hit, but at least now I can go and bury some money and move on. If I had a decent amount of bells, I would probably also buy some stuff from the store today, but I really don't have any, so I am going to buy a shovel because I'm lazy, but I think that's it. I also probably should have mentioned that I'm still having issues with my voice, so I do apologize again for that. Hopefully it's starting to sound a little bit better, but I can tell that it's not great. Able Sisters actually has something that I want today. I'm going to grab this frugal dress. I don't know why I like it so much, but it's one of my favorite outfits in the game actually. Another thing I've been meaning to do is these paths, specifically the ones right at the entrance, have been looking just really plain. And I want them to feel kind of overgrown. So I am going to put some weeds down. The one thing that I do worry about with the dirt path specifically is everything can grow on it, which I like, but at the same time, it's also inconvenient. If you have flowers right next to it, they're going to start spreading onto the path. So I'm just going to have to be mindful of when the island is finally done, I'm going to have to go through and clean up everything and make sure all the flowers are where I want them to be and they're not overgrowing onto the path. I've run through here a few times and I've decided that I'm going to work on this little section right in front of this pond. And I think what I'm going to make is a pumpkin patch. A pumpkin patch is just an easy thing to fill space. I feel like it'll come together fairly quickly and you can make it as big or as small as you want to. So I'm literally just going to kind of contour it to the size that I need right here. And I think it'll look cute. I'll probably end up having quite a few pumpkin patches and just different farms all over because, like I said, they're just an easy way to fill space. I was going to have the dirt just in between the barbed wire fence, but I don't like the way it looks, so I'm actually going to extend it and have it underneath the fence too. I feel like when it was just in between, it just didn't feel substantial enough. Okay, that definitely looks a lot better. I left the front the way that it was because I like the separation of the lighter dirt and then the grass, and then the dark dirt. I just like that bigger gap right there, but everywhere else, I put the dirt underneath the fence. So my plan is just to add some different pumpkin stuff around. I've got the spooky lantern set, I have the pumpkin tower, or I guess it's called the spooky tower, and then I'm just gonna fill this area with pumpkins. I did put a mixture of different pumpkin colors, I added some weeds, and then I'm also going to put a couple of the spooky lanterns. I'm going to actually place them down. I like the way that it adds just a little bit of variation with the size of the different pumpkins. It's not very functional, but it looks cute, and that's what matters. I ended up putting a barrel in the back, kind of behind the spooky tower, and I feel like the pumpkin patch is pretty much done. I wish that I had a stool, like one of the wooden stools, but somehow I haven't gotten that DIY recipe yet. And I don't know how I'm going to finish this entire island without that recipe. I have the log stool, but it's just not the same. Another thing I've been doing is just grabbing some flowers, running around and kind of planting them in different places. I know that eventually I'm going to want everything to feel as full as possible. So I'm trying to do my best to kind of fill things in as I go, even though there's just a lot of work that needs to be done. I was considering adding the white mums to this meadow area at the front just so I could start to fill it in a little bit more because I don't have any more yellow tulips. But I don't like the way that the green on the base of the mum is different than the green of the tulips and the cosmos. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm just going to hope that I can find some more yellow tulip seeds at some point. I almost forgot to come over here and check on Shep's house, which did get built. And I'm going to add the dirt path, kind of like the front porch area, the same way that I did on the other 2 neighborhood houses. I really like the way that it looks over there, so I'm just going to continue it right here. I time traveled just so I could do a couple of the daily activities again on a different day. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to end this white fencing. So I think I'm just going to put a tree stump right here for now. I think there's a tree on the other side, but I think the tree stump will work. I just don't know what else is going to go over here. I'm honestly thinking that I might end up putting some terraforming on the right side of this path. But I'm trying to wait a little bit to make sure that I know where all of my buildings are going to go before I do that. Because I could also see an instance where I need to put another villager home over here. So I'm just going to kind of have to wait and see. Definitely going to be purchasing this doll for no particular reason. And I also wanted to buy the chessboard, but it's 95,000 bells. Like, are they serious? Another way that I've been filling space is just by planting pumpkins randomly everywhere. The entire island is just going to be pumpkin themed at this point. I think I want to fill up this area behind Nooks with some more spooky trees. I don't know how many of them I want to put back here, but I definitely want to have another one. I don't know why I'm like this. Like, why can't I just finish one area and then move on? Like, it's this constant back and forth. Some of it has to do with the fact that I'm just kind of running out of stuff to place. But then some of it is just I get so distracted or just not inspired to continue with a certain area. And then I'll run by it and I'll be like, oh, you know, it would look great right there. Whatever item, you know, another spooky tree. And then I put it down. And then I go to another area and I do the same thing. I don't know. I think we're going to have to get more focused than this. I did find the money rock again today, which is great because we are definitely in desperate need of the money. And I also found the DIY bottle, which is a log bed. I'm really hoping for the wooden stool. I'm going to grab a bunch of these bushes now. I kind of wish that they weren't this bright green color. I don't know what time I'm going to save the dream address. I don't love the bright green, but I know that I got all of these from Cap'n Islands. And that's going to be one of the easiest ways for me to find bushes. So I think I'm just going to have to deal with it. But I'm going to take them and I'm just going to kind of go place them around randomly. Bushes, trees, flowers, pumpkins are going to be everywhere. I feel like the way that I design is just super chaotic. Like, there's really no rhyme or reason. I don't know what's going on. I did find Biff crafting today, and he's making a leaf. Is that just a little thing that goes in your mouth? They have got to start getting me better DIYs. So today wasn't nearly as productive as yesterday. I know that. But we did finish a pumpkin patch. We got some other random filler stuff done. And we're just going to hope that tomorrow is a little bit more productive. So when that video is ready, it'll be on the screen for you to click on right now.